Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Nnamdi Kanu needs urgent surgery for impaired eardrum. Barrister Ejiofor speaks. Nnamdi Kanu needs urgent surgery for impaired eardrum. Barrister Ejiofor speaks. To my dear listeners, this is today's news. Ifeanyi Ejiofor, the lead counsel of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has said that IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu needs urgent advanced medical treatment and surgical operation to address his deteriorating health condition, especially on his left ear, Igbere TV report. Ejiofor gave the update after he visited Kanu on Monday at the headquarters of the Department of State Services, DSS, where he's still being held in solitary confinement. Taking to his Facebook page, Ejiofor expressed concerns over the lack of adequate medical facilities at DSS headquarters to treat Kanu's ailment, particularly the severe pains in his left eardrum that has become greatly impaired following severe torture and beating he received in Kenya before being renditioned back to Nigeria in June 2021. Ejiofor wrote, "Update on today's visit to our indefatigable client, Onyedumazi Nnamdi Kanu, at the headquarters of the Department of State Services, DSS Abuja, where he is still being illegally and unconstitutionally detained in solitary confinement. Today's visit to our indefatigable client, Onyedumazi Nnamdi Kanu, at the DSS detention facility, Abuja, where he is still being unconstitutionally held, was led by our erudite lead counsel, Professor Mike Ozekume, SAN, CON, OFR. Our indefatigable lead counsel seized the opportunity offered by the visit to discuss the present health condition of Onyedu. Onyedu carefully narrated to him the non-provision of proper medical care to the barrage of life-threatening illnesses he is faced with. Of very particular concern is the fact that the DSS have no adequate medical facilities to treat Onyedu's deteriorating health condition. Onyedu seriously lamented about severe pains, particularly on his left ear. He also recounted that a previous scan at the instance of the SSS revealed that he must undergo an advanced surgical procedure to repair his left eardrum that has become greatly impaired by the severe torture and beating he received from agents of the federal government when he was forcibly kidnapped in Kenya and savagely renditioned back to Nigeria in June 2021 generally. Onyedu needs urgent advanced medical treatment and surgical operation to address his deteriorating health condition, especially on his left ear. He narrated how the DSS doctor had emphatically told him that if, after 45 days, from November 18, 2022, when he was examined, his case had not improved, then he must undergo immediate surgery to save whatever remains of his left ear. He lamented at several reminders and pleas that the DSS carried out their own medical doctor's instructions have met a brick wall. Being held in a solitary confinement, the DSS has also bluntly refused him access to his private doctor for independent medical assessment as ordered by the court. Alega Iroko Lozakome painstakingly took comprehensive note of Onyedu's entire medical consent and has immediately swung into action with full legal initiatives to forestall any untoward eventualities. The man of letters spent quality time in his briefing with Onyedu. Lazig updated Onyedu on the current status of our appeal about the Supreme Court, which the federal government is deliberately forestalling. In view of the length of time allotted to our erudite lead counsel for this all-important briefing and considering the overall time limit for the visit, which does not even permit a joint conference of two lawyers with Onyedu's, I could not personally meet with Onyedu today. I will therefore meet with him on Thursday. Meanwhile, the suit which we had earlier filed to compel the Department of State Services and its Director General to allow Onyedu access to his medical doctors and medical records comes up this week before the Federal High Court, Abuja. As usual, Onyedu thanked you all, millions of his irrepressible followers, and urged supporters for standing shoulder to shoulder with him in this trying period. He is thankful, more importantly, for your unceasing prayers, even as he urged you all to continue to sustain the prevailing peace temple as you have always done. Thank you, Olizigbolu Muchineke, and remain blessed now and more. Now, I've come to the end of our today's